Hi, welcome back to the channel. How are you all doing? If there's one thing the Kardashians are best at, it's staying in the news. Their show, called Keeping Up with the Kardashians, provided people with all the family drama and more. However, there's even more drama outside the show. When you're related to the Kardashians, everything you do becomes gossip, and that too a controversial one. Scott Disick is the latest ex-member of the family who's now making news after the whole Kanye West fiasco, and with Kourtney Kardashian tying the knot with Travis, he's everyone people are talking about. Here's what Scott Disick did on Kourtney's wedding. Number 5. Kourtney's life with Scott Disick.
I'm still on the market even though I have kids.
Well, I want to put my meat for sale too then.
You should.
Fans and media wanted to know all the details about what went wrong between Scott and Kourtney when the rumors of their separation began to make the news. The two were not only married to each other for a long period of time, but also had a family together, which included their 3 children. When Kourtney decided to move on in her life with Travis Barker, people became intrigued to find out the reason why the two broke up. One reason they could come up with was Kourtney's relationship with Travis. Just like all other major events in the lives of the Kardashians that are discussed on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, this one was too. Scott was questioned about him not being sober and whether he thinks their relationship could have worked out had he been sober. He looked guilty and said yes. Later on, Kourtney was questioned regarding Scott's infidelity and substance abuse. She stated how she ended the relationship when she found out about his infidelity, and how his substance abuse was the last nail in the coffin. One positive thing was that Kourtney made it clear that they were still together as parents and would continue to co-parent their children. Number 4. Reason behind the separation: Scott Disick's drinking problem? In an interview, Scott Disick was questioned about his substance abuse and whether his issues are because of it. To answer this, he firmly blamed all of his issues on his drinking problem. However, his intention was not to shift the blame on an outer thing, as he mentioned how he takes full responsibility for his actions and doesn't blame anything else for them. He then contradicted himself and mentioned how he would never do the things he did, if only he had been sober. This was followed by another statement of Disick, in which he took responsibility for what he did and didn't want to blame alcohol. Looks like Scott is all set to bear the consequences of his actions. Being young when in a relationship with Kourtney is another reason Scott quoted, and mentioned how he's all for monogamous relationships now. When asked about Kourtney's dating rumors, Scott sarcastically answered how he had no issue with anyone, but he just wanted to kill them. Number 3. Scott's reaction to her engagement.
As hard as it is, it does give me a place to finally be able to move on.
While we are all for exes being friends, there's hardly anyone who's happy to see their ex-partner move on in their lives with someone new, so Scott being unhappy on Kourtney's engagement with Travis is not something unusual. In an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Scott expressed how he wanted the two of them to get back together and get married again. While he talked about how his drinking was an issue, he also mentioned how most of his efforts in the relationship were one-sided, and Kourtney didn't make much effort. A source close to Scott revealed that he's unhappy about his ex moving on with Travis, and seeing the two together makes him uncomfortable. He further mentioned that although he's happy for Kourtney, but now he knows that they can never get back together again. Number 2. What did Scott Disick do at Kourtney's wedding? There are things people do to take their minds off things that bother them, and this is exactly what Scott Disick did on Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker's wedding. While Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker were getting married, Scott went on a trip. Their wedding took place in Italy, where both were surrounded by their friends and family when they tied the knot. At this very occasion, Scott Disick used his Instagram account to post a picture of an airplane as he looked out the window and captioned it, "Where to?" as he hides where he's headed. While fans may have thought he's headed to Italy to attend his ex's wedding ceremony, but that's not what the case was. Number 1. Scott breaks silence on Kourtney's wedding.
First time probably in my life, it's finally starting to change.
Even after their separation, Scott Disick left no stone unturned, trying to get Kourtney Kardashian back in his life, but it looks like Kourtney had other plans. As she tied the knot with Travis, Scott and her children didn't attend the first 2 events, as the kids spent time with their father, who even posted an Instagram picture with them. According to a source, Scott was losing his when the two got engaged, so he clearly wouldn't be happy about their wedding. Also, there were reports that Kourtney was moving on in her life with Travis, i.e. her wedding with Travis felt like a gut punch to Scott. Whether Scott is happy or not, we certainly are. We wish the new couple all the luck and love for their married life. For more such videos, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. Thank you.